Hey everybody, I'm Lisa Rowberry, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to continue on with our fun little sniff session series that I love doing prior to catalog launches, where we are going through the entire fall and winter 2021 catalog, and we are sniffing through each individual category together. Even if it's not new scents to me, I still like going through and re-sniffing some things as well. So I hope you find this helpful. I know this is definitely something that I, like I said, really enjoy doing. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started because today's collection, she's a big one. We've got the spice collection today that we are going to be sniffing through. So we have 17 scents that we're going to sniff through together. Now, there are a couple of repeats from a couple of videos that we've already done. So I will still smell it, but I'll probably just skim over it kind of quickly. That way we can get through this without this being a 45-minute video. So if you haven't had a chance to check out the other videos from this series, definitely feel free to check those out. I will link the ones that we have done up until this point in the description box down below. So definitely check those out. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said, we've got 17 scents. So we'll go ahead and get started with one of the best sellers, and it is Apple and Cinnamon Sticks. One thing I will say about this particular collection, there's going to be lots of apple and lots of cinnamon because this is the spice collection. So that's kind of that's a go-to, right, for fall. Definitely fall, but definitely the fall and winter season is always like apples and spices. So it may seem like I'm going to be saying a lot of the same things probably, but we'll see here. So Apple and Cinnamon Sticks. This is pretty much exactly like what you would expect. It's definitely what I expect when I see the name. I kind of know what it is that I'm expecting to smell from this. And that's exactly what I smell. I smell apples. I smell a very authentic, true, like cinnamon stick scent. It's not like a red hot cinnamon. It is a very pretty authentic cinnamon stick scent. So it's really nice. I do think that here's the thing. I am very picky when it comes to my spice scent or the amount of spice that's going to be in my fragrance, because I feel like spice can be overdone so easily, and I just don't like what I like to call an aggressive spicy scent. So I feel like this is done well. I feel like for me personally, it's on the verge of being just a slight bit too spicy, but the apple does shine through on this, and it is really nice when it's warming as well. So I love that. Okay, Scentsy does say about this, Apple and Cinnamon Sticks is apple peel, spiced white pumpkin, and a touch of oak. What I will say, I don't smell the pumpkin in this. To me personally, I just get apples and spice. I do think I get I definitely get that woodsy note that comes through on this as well, but I feel like the woodsy to me, that oak scent actually makes it smell more of that, like, I don't know, the cinnamon stick. Like, it makes it smell like it's more of that cinnamon stick, more of that earthy, like actual cinnamon stick scent rather than like a candied red hot cinnamon. So I feel like the oak in that is actually going more towards that cinnamon stick scent, but I definitely pick it up, but it's not like, I don't smell this and think, oh, this is a woodsy scent. Does that make sense? I'm like, I'm gonna make this quick. We're like 4 minutes in and we've only talked about one scent. Okay, next one is Autumn Hearth. And this one actually smells to me like apple cider. Like, this just smells like apple cider to me. There might be a wood note in this, but no, there's no wood note. Scentsy says, cue up a classic. Apple, cinnamon, and tonka are all about fall. So the tonka, I think, is adding a little bit of sweetness to it. But to me, like, when I smell this, if I was to smell this blindfolded, I would think that this just smells like apple cider. Like hot apple cider on a nice cold fall day. It's like 1,000 degrees here today, but I'm still, I am like, get me to fall. Get me to fall. I'm ready for those crisp fall evenings with some apple cider, because that's what this smells like. So Autumn Hearth, it's a good one. So like I said, yeah, apple, cinnamon, and tonka is the description for that one. Okay, next one is Autumn Sunset, and this one is not a bestseller, but I actually do pretty well with this one. My friends definitely really like this one. And this is more want to say it's apples, pumpkins, and spices, but a lot more heavy into the spices. This is more of an aggressive spice to me than like apples and cinnamon sticks for me personally. Let's see what Scentsy says. Autumn Sunset is apples, pumpkins, fall leaves, and spices. There you go. A top 10 fragrance. I feel like so far all we've talked about is apples and spices. This one I do pick up a little bit of the pumpkin, but it's really like, I pick up more of the spice when I first smell this. So, and I do know that this one's a good performer as well. Okay, moving right along to Christmas Cottage, which we did just talk about this scent yesterday. And it's great. This is an orange scent, but it's an orange spice. So it's a little bit different and I love it. This one's really, really nice and it's a bestseller. A cozy, inviting blend of Valencia oranges, raspberry, cloves, and spices. So this is a really, really beautiful blend. Love it. Next one is probably my favorite from this entire collection, and it is Cider Mill. And here's the funny thing with Cider Mill. Cider Mill, to me, up until this point, never had any spice in it. I was like, why is this in the spice collection? This makes no sense to be in the spice collection. This also, to me, smells very similar to Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Apple or Apple Pumpkin. It's Bath & Body Works, and I think it's Pumpkin Apple. Can't remember what order it goes in, but to me, it smells like an exact dupe of Bath & Body Works Pumpkin Apple. I love this, but, I say but, and up until this point, because my husband and I vlog on the weekends, and one of the things we do during the vlogs is this blind sniff test to test my skills, if you will. It's just something fun that we do. And recently he broke Cider Mill out, and I definitely picked up spice in it. It's so funny how when you get rid of one of your senses, and I couldn't see anything, I couldn't see color, nothing like that. And I was convinced this was spiced pear or spiced apple, but the spice was actually coming through for me. But for me, still, it's more on the back end. But I definitely detect it now where I never did before. I was like, this doesn't make sense to be in the spice collection, but it kind of does to me now. So this is just, for me, it's just apples and pumpkins and just a little bit of spice on the back end, and it's perfect. I love this. This is definitely hands down my favorite from this category. So if you haven't given this one a try, I highly, highly recommend. Scentsy says, and this is a bestseller, for a good reason. Scentsy says, brings together fresh apples, crushed pumpkin, and simmering spices for a cozy autumn treat. Perfect. It's perfect. I love this so much. Okay, next one. Where are we at? Cinnamon Bear. This is for my cinnamon lovers who don't want any apples, no pumpkins, but you just want cinnamon. This is cinnamon. This smells like a hot tamale. It smells like a cinnamon candy all the way. There's no added fruit or nothing else. It's just cinnamon in your nose holes. So you're welcome. This is also a bestseller, and since he says crisp, spicy cinnamon with a touch of cloves. So it's just spice. Next one is Cloven Cinnamon. And this one, the clove definitely comes through for sure. So, but that's all you smell. It's just clove, just cinnamon. So I would say if there's any scent that you are wanting just a little, I shouldn't say a little, but if you like, for instance, Cider Mill, if you like Cider Mill, but you wish the spice was a little bit more, I would probably say mix the Cloven Cinnamon, because I like the added spice or the depth of the spice that the clove adds to the cinnamon with this. So I feel like this is a nice mixer if you're wanting to add a little bit more spice to any particular scent. I would totally recommend doing Cloven Cinnamon. I love Cider Mill just as is, but I know there's some people out there that maybe want a little more spice in some of their fall scents. So I would say pick this up, if for nothing else, as a mixer to get a little more fall spice going on. So Cloven Cinnamon, I just smell clove and just cinnamon. That's it. Scentsy says classic scent of cinnamon sticks fused with cloves. There you go. There you have it. This is also a really good performer. Here's the thing. I've had people comment on the videos from this series saying, I really hope that the performance is going to be is gonna be great on these bars. From my personal experience, Scentsy knocks it out of the park with the fall and winter fragrances when it comes to scent performance. And the reason for that is because the fragrance oils, they're just stronger. The spicier scents, the heavier scents, they just tend to be stronger. So that's why the fall and winter scents tend to perform a little bit better than maybe the spring and summer scents do. So I don't think you're gonna have many issues when it comes to these scents, especially from the spice category for sure. Okay, next one we also talked about, I think it was yesterday, Dancing Sugar Plums. Because I think this was in the holiday collection. Let's take a look here. I do have my catalog in front of me. Yes, this was from the holiday collection. Dancing Sugar Plums is just, it's a spiced plum. The spice is not overwhelming. More of that plum does shine through, but you do get a little bit of that spice in on the back end. That's just, it just adds a little something, and I love it. So this is also a bestseller. Scentsy says rich spiced plum falls right in step with visions of vanilla and sweet cinnamon apple. So love this one. Okay, Farm Stand Pumpkin. This is one that I would say I do not agree belongs in the spice category. This is just my opinion. Not that it matters, but I smell just, well, maybe ever so slightly, but for me, like, this is more just straight pumpkin. I really don't get a ton of spice on this. I really don't. This is just really more pumpkin forward, rather than, I really don't get a ton of spice from this personally. Scentsy says Farm Stand Pumpkin is indulgent notes of fresh apple, cinnamon stick, pumpkin, and caramel. So I can see the pumpkin and caramel for sure. I do get that almost cloyingly sweet caramel note from this, but I feel like the pumpkin, I don't know, it works for me. I do really like this. I just don't really get the cinnamon stick that's in the description from this, which is why I don't really agree that this should be in the spice category, but that's just me. That's just me. So I would say if you are looking for pumpkin scents that are not heavy into the spices, I would definitely recommend the Farm Stand Pumpkin as your pumpkin fragrance to try first. The other pumpkin scents we have typically have a little bit more spice in it, besides Cider Mill. I mean, even did you say Spider Mill? Cider Mill. Jeez Louise, get your act together. Yeah, I do get more spice from this. And then there's also the apple in this. This is just, to me, pumpkin and caramel. So that's really what I get from Farm Stand Pumpkin. But I would say if you want that pumpkin scent with no spice, try this one first. Okay, next one. This one has a new scent memory for me, and I am here for it. So First Day of Fall is a part of the spice collection, and I totally wholeheartedly agree. This one I've liked, but it didn't really seem very special to me. Like it just seems like, okay, this is a pretty good kind of generic fall scent. But let me tell you. So my husband and I just went on vacation. First leg of the vacation was just him and I, and the second leg of the vacation, he came home and I went to a retreat with my team, and my star director had brought her wall fan diffuser. In her wall fan diffuser, she had First Day of Fall. I remember walking by that thinking, I love this. I love this. What is this? I thought somehow she like got her secret squirrel hands on some new fall stuff that I didn't know about. Oh my gosh. I smelled that. So I popped it open. I'm like, oh, it's First Day of Fall. Shut your mouth. And so the whole time, like walking by that wall fan diffuser and like smelling that, I was just like, oh man. And I have a couple of pods of First Day of Fall. I'm so excited that I have them. And I can totally see myself having this be a go-to fall fragrance for me now. Like there's something about it once it's actually warmed and when it's diffusing, like I love it. I love this. It's amazing. It's now special to me. It's definitely, like I said, when I first smelled this, it was just, it just smelled like a generic, does that make sense? Like just a generic fall fragrance. But like I do get pumpkins from this. There might be a little bit of apple. There might be a little bit of a woodsy note. The spice in this is more of a sweet spice, like nutmeg or something. It's not like harsh cinnamon. It's really good. I am here for it. Okay, Scentsy says, first day of fall is all the best parts are here. Just picked pumpkin, a breath of autumn woods, bink, bink, ground nutmeg, dink, and a spicy dash of cinnamon. The cinnamon, if it's in there, it's very slight. I get more of that nutmeg. I get more of the pumpkin. There wasn't any apple in there, but definitely pumpkin, woods, and nutmeg. For sure, smell it, and it's really good. It smells good on cold, but trust me, like, get this, warm it, get the pods, put it in your wall fans, put it in your goes, whatever. It's incredible. Ugh. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I need to actually tell her that she's like changed my life. Okay, next one is actually a new release, and that is Harvest Blessings. And this one we went over in the new releases. This is, yet again, apples, pumpkins. I really don't smell any spice in this personally. I smell apples, pumpkins, maybe there's a woodsy note in here, but I really don't get any spice. Radiant apple, spiced pumpkin, and smooth oak embody everything you love about autumn. See, that's the hard part about like this spice collection, because they all kind of have the same kind of description, but they do smell different. I feel like I don't smell spice in this. I don't smell spice. After smelling all those, that have lots of spice in it, this does not smell like there's any spice in this whatsoever. Okay, Homestead Holiday. This one has been around for a little bit, and this is one also that kind of flew under my radar for a while. And by the way, if you hear moaning and groaning, I've got my friend back here. Ranger is taking his afternoon nap. This one was one that also kind of flew under my radar for a while. I was just like, it smells nice. And then what happened was a girlfriend of mine, she ordered it. We had gone over to her house for a get together, and she had this warming, and I was like, what is this scent? I was like, what is going in your warmers right now? She's like, Homestead Holiday. I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. This to me smells like a holiday potpourri. That may not sound super appealing, but it's really nice. It is really nice, and it smells good on cold, but even better when it's warmed. So it does. It smells like a holiday potpourri. So Scentsy says blood orange and cinnamon freshened by fir needle. So maybe it's the blood orange. I don't know what it is. The fir needle, I don't know what it is, but this to me just smells like a holiday potpourri. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I do really, really like it. And this one was one that like I said, once I was experiencing it, once it was warmed, I was like, ooh, I'm a fan. I do like this. Okay, and another one here, we've got Maple Apple Bourbon. And this one, I'm shocked that this is in the spice category because I get no spice from this. I do get the maple. I do get the apple. There's really no boozy note to this. There might be a slight woodsy note, but it's just apples and maple. That's what I get. I would even put this, Maple Apple Bourbon, I would probably even put this in like the woods, maybe not woods, I don't know. Okay. Doesn't matter where I would put it. Scentsy says Maple Apple Bourbon is juicy red apple and rich maple. Get in the holiday spirit with a splash of bourbon. Like I said, there's no boozy note to this, so don't be put off by that. Definitely apple, definitely maple, but there's no spice. So maybe Scentsy was like, we just don't know where to put this. Let's put it in the spice category. So that's Maple Apple Bourbon. Okay, the next one is Pumpkin Chai. And this is lovely. I love this. This is wonderful. I do have a favorite pumpkin scent, and we're gonna get to that, but this is nice. This, it really is a pumpkin chai. Like, you do get kind of that nutmeggy chai, sweet pumpkin. You definitely get that feel, and it's delightful. Pumpkin chai. Fill your cup with white pumpkin, a swirl of cinnamon, and a dash of chai. Absolutely, 100%. So, and it's great. Okay, my favorite pumpkin scent, and there's still at least one more that we're gonna talk about, not in this category, but in the next category we're gonna talk about. Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. This is my favorite personally. If I had to choose, well, I was gonna say if I had to choose one pumpkin scent, but I think Cider Mill would have to win like number one. But if I was to choose a pumpkin only bakery scent, then it would be Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. And one thing I want to tell you guys, and I'm actually, if it were me organizing these categories, I would actually flip-flop Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl and Pumpkin Roll, because I feel like Pumpkin Roll has more spice to it than Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. The only thing that Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl has going for it, that it belongs in the spice category, is just in the name. Me personally, oh goodness gracious. So good. This is incredible. So this to me, so Pumpkin Roll, you're gonna hear me talk about this again, but Pumpkin Roll to me smells like a pumpkin Cinnabon or a pumpkin cinnamon roll. Like that's what it smells like. It's more heavy on the cinnamon to me, in my opinion. Whereas Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl smells like pumpkin roll, but with more of a vanilla finish on it. There's more of a smooth vanilla note in this that Pumpkin Roll doesn't have, which is why I feel like the two should be flip-flopped. Just for me personally. I mean, I don't care. I'm going to order both no matter what category they are going to be in the catalog. But that, like, it's almost like a vanilla buttercream note along with the pumpkin and like Cinnabon. There's just more richness and sweetness and perfection, and I'm here for it. So good. Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. My favorite pumpkin bakery scent for sure. So Scentsy says Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl is fresh pumpkin garnished with cinnamon stick and a dollop of whipped ice cream. I agree 100%. Okay, we've got two more here. One we talked about already with the new releases, Spiced Ember Glow. I would definitely say this one does belong in the spiced category, because if you remember me smelling this, yep, it's still there. This, I mean, my nose holes are going to be totally like messed up by the time I'm done with this spice category. No, it's going to be fine, but there's a lot of spice going on up in here right now. It's nice. It's spicy. I feel like I need something to kind of tone this down a little bit. Maybe even, and I know some of you actually recommended this as well, but maybe the cinnamon buttercream, because that's got like a rich buttercream. There's like a sweet richness to that one that I feel like will mellow out this one quite a bit. So, but I'm even thinking like mix this even with the Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl or apple butter frosting, or I've got thoughts. I've got thoughts, but this is definitely, it's a spicy one, that's for sure. Spiced Ember Glow is described as smoked apple. That's what it was. Yes, and I do pick up that like smoky note in this, which is why I feel like the spice is a little bit more aggressive, because you've got the spice and the smoky note as well. Smoked apple and toasted vanilla over cinnamon embers offer a warm and inviting escape. Yeah, I need something to kind of mellow that out for me. But if you like just straight spice, I think you'll like this. So last but not least, another one of my favorites that definitely is belongs in the spice category, and that is Welcome Home. This one I feel like should be a bestseller. This to me, I love this one. This to me reminds me of walking into a craft store during the fall and winter season. It's like warm, it's spicy but not too much, but there's also a sweetness of like berries or something. There's like fall berries along with like spices. It reminds me of walking into like a Michael's or a craft store during the fall and winter season. And it just makes me so happy. There's like a comforting element to this. So Scentsy says, Welcome Home is warm and welcoming with cinnamon and spices. So I do agree. However, I would say there's some added sweetness to this. I would say there's like cranberries or berries of some sort that's in this, that's adding a little bit more sweetness that is not getting credit for in this. So there you have it. That is the spice collection for the fall and winter 2021 season. Let me know what your favorite scent is from this collection. I would say, am I picking 3? Did I pick from the holiday? I did pick from the holiday. I don't think, did I pick from the new releases? My brain is in shambles. Okay, I would have to say Cider Mill for sure, number one, without a doubt. Then I would say Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl. And then I think I'm actually going to say, I'm really excited for first day of fall. I really am, but I think I'm gonna have to go Welcome Home. So Cider Mill number one, Pumpkin Cinnamon Swirl number two, and Welcome Home number three would be my picks for the spice collection for fall and winter 2021. I am excited, I am here for it. So let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you're new, please subscribe. Be sure to hit the notification bell. That way you stay up to date with all things Scentsy and you stay informed on the sniff session that is coming up here. All of these scents are going to be available starting August 1st. So just a few days away. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.